So the Premier League 26-27 campaign fixtures have just released and I'm super excited. So I've decided to make my first FPL draft. Now I know there's no game, I know there's no player prices, but I was just too excited. I couldn't help myself. I've decided to make a draft. So let's take a look at it. Hey everyone, my name is Lewis and welcome to the channel. If you are new around here, then I would hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. It will help you stay up to date with all of my brand new World Cup fantasy content, my FPL stuff, and also my upcoming UCL fantasy content. So hit that subscribe button again. It takes 10 seconds and it really does help support the channel. Before we get into today's draft, I just want to show you the Fantasy Football Scout fixture ticker. It is one of the best tools out there. It helps with chip planning, building drafts, and a lot more. On screen, I've got it filtered to game week 1 to game week 6. You can see the teams at the top have the best fixtures, whilst the teams at the bottom have the worst fixtures. Now, just quickly, you can see the teams like Everton, Manchester United, Brentford, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Arsenal sit at the top of the ticker. Maybe we want to look at those teams for players and stuff like that to avoid teams like, Coventry, Bournemouth, and even Sunderland in our draft. Now, if you want this ticker, you can use it for free over at Fantasy Football Scout. I will leave the link in my video description. But now first, let's take a look at a draft. So these are the two keepers I would probably go with. I saw that Darlow had good fixtures, pretty good fixtures with Leeds. They had a good defensive patch at the back end of last season as well. A lot of people went for their assets. He'll probably come in nice and cheap as well. I've also gone for Callagher. Brentford ranked near the top of the fixture ticker. We expect good things from him every single season. I'd expect clean sheets from them as well, although not the best from a defensive perspective. So really like these two goalkeepers in my first draft. I really like Keane as an option. Look, he was cheap last season. He might not necessarily come in at 4.5 this season, but he probably will be cheaper than Tarkowski. He was good for minutes as well. Even when Branthwaite was fit, he did play most of the matches. Moyes did try and squeeze him in. He was pretty good for DEFCON as well, right? And even got a couple of attacking returns. And that's why he's in my draft, because Everton have fantastic fixtures as well. Now, you'd expect Liverpool to improve this season. My God, they have to. They weren't bad from a defensive perspective last season, but surely they are better this season, which makes me think Van Dijk could be still a great option. He's so good, in terms of goal threat, right? He's just one of the best in the league at attacking the ball from set plays, isn't he? He's also good at DEFCON. He's going to come in at a premium price, but I still think he's going to be a really good option. Now, after Arsenal won the league last season, it's probably going to be a case of Gabriel being essential regardless of his price, even if he was 7.5 million, which I don't know if they'll go that high up. I mean, they could well do that, maybe even 8. He's just got so much goal threat from set plays, similar to Van Dijk, but Arsenal were a very set play based side, and we'd expect that again this season. And Gabriel is one of the best in the league at it, so that's why he's in my draft. And the early fixtures for Arsenal are also great. Similar with Michael Keane and Everton, we're probably going to expect Richards come in a little bit more pricier this season, potentially 5 million, but I still think he's a good option. Palace have a really good start to the season in terms of their fixtures. I like Chris Richards. He's got attacking threat. He was great for defensive contributions last season as well. So again, I still think he's going to be a great option this time around. Joachim Andersen completes the defence for me. He was a pretty decent option last season. He came in very cheap, pretty solid Fulham side, proper Premier League side Fulham. Never seem like they're going to get relegated. They're probably going to pick up some clean sheets as well. He'll come in at a decent price. He was good for DEFCON, and he also has a little bit attacking threat. So that is my defence. So this is the midfield I have gone with in my first draft. I have gone with Bruno Fernandes, though. He was arguably essential last season. I think it was 30 attacking returns, multiple routes to points. He's on pens, and Man United have great early fixtures. He just feels essential with Hull and Ipswich in his first 2 fixtures. Now, I've also gone for Antoine Semenyo of Manchester City. Had an excellent campaign when he did join from Bournemouth, of course. I think it was 20 plus attacking returns, 3 goals in his final 5 matches when I owned Chirk. He felt like it punished me every single week. So I think he's a great option with those fixtures. And obviously, Manchester City will be gunning for that title last season after Arsenal stole it from them. Whilst we're on Manchester City, actually, they're actually interested in Anderson of Forest, right? He was exceptional, last campaign across the park. He's a very good player. We all know he's picked up 4-pointers in FPL quite a lot with the odd attack and return. It's just a very good, cheap option. Now, if he does go to City, he probably becomes a problem asset. We maybe don't want to own him if he does do that. Maybe we could switch to Szoboszlai of Liverpool, who has multiple routes to points. Will probably come in at a decent price as well. So yeah, I do think it's a cheap option, definitely a good cheap option if he stays at Forest though. Now, I've also gone for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall of Everton. They have a really good starting schedule, right? 8 goals and 4 assists for him last season. He was a great cheap option, wasn't he? Now, we are expecting him to go up in price this season, but I don't think that's enough to put me off personally. It depends how much he comes in at, but he's vital for the Everton attack. So he's in for me in the first draft. I've also gone for Ismail Assar of Crystal Palace. He's on pans. Palace have good early fixtures as well. He was just so important for them last season when the strikers just, weren't hitting the net, weren't finding the net. So I think Sar's going to have a really big season for Crystal Palace this time around. A good early campaign as well. And again, the early schedule is pretty good. So that's why he makes the cut. Maybe or maybe not, this is the front three you expected in a first draft, but this is where I've landed. I have gone for Haaland. I think it was 20-something goals last season, 8 assists, so 30 plus attacking returns. I think it's safer to just go with Haaland at the start of the season, and then maybe you can move off him if he's not performing that well. But he's going to be a great captaincy option. And again, you're expecting Manchester City to come back stronger this next season, right? Now, we saw Thiago score 22 goals for Brentford last campaign. It was an exceptional season from him. Actually earned a call-up to the Brazil start and started in the World Cup. We're expecting Brentford to be really good again this season. It doesn't matter which manager they have. They just seem to be good every single season, don't they? So I'm really liking the look of Thiago. He's going to probably be bumped up in price, but I think with his starting fixtures, I think most people will own him for the start of the season. I've also gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, we don't know what to expect from Leeds this season. It's not a case of they're coming up, so they want to get straight into the Premier League. They've already had their kind of, Premier League season. They've established themselves as a decent side as well. And Calvert-Lewin leads that line. He's on pans. He had a pretty decent season, I thought. He was frustrating at the end of the campaign. I know a lot of us picked him towards the back end of last season, but I'm expecting him to just tick away with goals as well. And I'm expecting Leeds to also score goals in those early fixtures that they have. So that is why Calvert-Lewin makes the cut. So guys, that wraps up my FPL draft for the 26-27 season. Again, I know it's early. I just couldn't help myself. I was so excited. There's a lot that can obviously change, right? We obviously have the game itself launching. We have player prices. We're also going to have pre-season. But I just thought I'd take a look at a draft based on the schedule. What would you change? What does your draft look like? Let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy that video and want more FPL content, you can also catch my World Cup fantasy and upcoming UCL fantasy content. Drop a like, but make sure you are subscribed to keep up to date with all of my new content. And I'll see you guys at the next one.